all-time favorite DC sports member?
Sports
You
member?
guys,
Yeah.
you guys have all been athletes.
Yeah, all y'all are athletes.
Like a teammate, like favorite teammate.
Could be something you did as
Oh.
an athlete, or
Something you
just
saw
like maybe a
happen?
favorite sports. Like you were part of a team, or just something maybe you even watched as a fan.
Sports moment, dude, not teammate.
I swear, I thought you said teammate.
I heard sports
Yeah,
moment.
sports memory.
So favorite teammate. Bro, what?
Can I pick a top 3?
He was like, I can't say one because that's gonna be bad.
I got a big.
Man,
They're all tied for first.
I have 2 specific ones.
All right. What's your two?
So my first one was freshman year, when just being on a team was just a blessing itself, because we went to the HJC finals that year.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
Very well.
I ended up not winning in penalty kicks, but the game before that against Rose Holman was top of the conference. We're not expected to win at all. You know, we win 1-0, and just the celebration after that in the locker room and in like on the field was just awesome. So that was just electric, and the opportunity was crazy. Second favorite memory is probably this past year, being a senior. I didn't really play till senior night, and then I got an assist on senior day, and then it kind of led to me playing more and more after that until it was over. And it was just really nice to get like the opportunity to do that, play my heart out for like the rest of the time that I had left, scored a few goals, and just felt nice to contribute a little bit. So that
Nice.
was mine.
Kind of a way to bookend things.
Yep.
I would say my favorite memory was my freshman year, where last game of the season, senior day, we're playing Bluffton for basketball. The game went to double overtime, and we ended up winning. But just the energy of the gym, like it was packed, like standing room only. You know, the football team beat Bluffton earlier that year, so they had the traveling hammer. And I didn't play in that game, so I got to watch the whole thing, and it was, oh my gosh, it was crazy. But, you know, double overtime, beating our rivals who, like, smoked us by, like, 20, 30 points the first time that we played in that season. But
How
just,
much better is it when the gym or the soccer
So
field
good.
is full and people are cheering?
yeah, I mean, that's what athletes live for. That's, like, what you, like, as an athlete, you strive for that. You want, like, gyms like that every single game. So just having the opportunity at college, I didn't get to play, so I got to experience it, but just the celebration after of my team, like, all huddled up in the middle of the court, like, and then all the the fans fled out into the court too. But it just felt really good
We went
just to be a
crazy.
part of that experience.
I would say one of those
It gives me
things
chills.
that I wish people knew when they went to college. Go to some sporting events,
Mm-hmm.
pack the gym, have fun. You will enjoy it. The teammates will absolutely love
Yeah.
it.
The support from fans means so much. Like,
Yep.
It's just great to like feel like that recognition and love from everyone
I
else.
hear from students all the time. It's like, well, I'm not really a sports fan. I'm like, you don't have to go and be. You don't have to be a sports fan to go and enjoy just the atmosphere, being on campus, being in the gymnasium or out on the field, and you guys feed off that energy. It just
Oh, yeah.
makes the whole campus environment so much more vibrant.
Yep.
All right, Will.
I'm probably gonna go Adams or honest. Probably say 2. The first one, of course, is when I suited up and I played on senior night this year for basketball. It was super cool because like it was a joke that it was gonna happen like 2 months before, because all the dudes were like, "Well, Will's gonna come in and play better than all of us on senior night," and it was just jokes, whatever. And it was funny because I had jokingly said to Coach Gibson, like the Wednesday before, because we played Tuesday, Friday that week. Or no, it was after our game on Wednesday. I said, he's like, "Man, we need somebody to play defense." It's like, so am I suiting up? Like, do you want me to play? Because I will go and do that. And he started laughing. He said, "No, of course not." So I was not prepared to play. I would have ran a little bit. I would have, shot more than mid-rangers. I would have shot a bunch of threes if I would have done that. It was just, I remember I got to the gym and I'm out there on the floor talking to somebody, and I'm walking in the locker room. Coach Gibson grabs me and he goes, "You're wearing 34?" And I was like, "What are you talking about, pal?" He's like, "You're wearing 34 tonight. You good for that?" I was like, "I guess so." "Is your mom and dad coming?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, all right, cool. So they didn't know. That was awesome.
That's awesome.
I think it was probably the cool thing because, like, in high school, my parents knew I was going to play in the game I played in.
Yep.
And, of course, I didn't know that, so it was great. But then it was, like, one of those things where, like, I didn't know and they didn't know. And I think that was the cool thing is, like, there's a really cool picture. It's the background of my computer. It's me stepping on the floor, and I'm, like, taking a sigh, and you see my dad in the background with the biggest smile on his face.
Aw,
And
that
it's
is
like,
cool.
it's one of those things where, like, I can't give up that memory for the world, honestly. And then probably my second one is just being on the golf team, like in general.
Okay.
Just playing golf. So I remember sitting down with my dad. We got dinner the night. Coach Cole asked if I wanted to play, and I was like, "You think I should do it?" My dad was like, "No." And I go, "Why?" He goes, "You gonna have time to do that? You gonna have time to do this?" I was like, "No." goes, then don't do it. Okay, I'll do it then, Dad. So I did it.
Gotta
and
prove Dad wrong.
You know, one of those things where he was like, I just don't think you'll have time for it. And I was like, you know, I'll be fine. And honestly, it spurred the love of golf for me.
Wow.
It's like, I love golf now. Like, I was the guy about 3 years ago who would have told you golf is boring. Why are you watching it? Now playing
Now all of a
it,
sudden you're into it.
I'm so into it. I love golf, and like I watch the pros now play. If you would have told me 4 years ago I was going to watch the pros play golf, I'd have been like, am I sitting with my dad and did he force me to watch this? Right? So like, I think those are probably the
Okay.
two biggest ones for me.
Very cool. Dee, you got a favorite athletic memory? You got one more year to make some more, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I think mine probably has to be a tie between hers and when we beat Bluffton. Not last year, but the year before in the snow. I couldn't feel my body, but it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Beating that rival.
Yeah, it was worth all the pain and the cold and the snow. It was.
Good memories. Good memories to look back on. All right, I'm going to shift it up a little bit. Like, food for college students, really, really important. Also, being broke is kind of a reality for most college students.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what's your number one life hack? How do you eat on the cheap here in college?
Ramen.
Ramen? Like, you got a favorite way to cook ramen?
I have a ramen bowl actually.
A
So I
ramen
just
bowl?
yeah. Like you just put it in the bowl
Okay.
with the water to the line. It's perfect every time.
Oh, all right. Do you spice your
legendary.
ramen up? Like, you put anything with it? Like, are you just like
It,
straight up ramen?
it depends on how I'm like if I have time to, then yeah, like I'm gonna boil an egg or something.
All
You
right.
know,
Okay.
do something. But
Getting bougie with it. With an egg.
Crazy.
but if not, it's just ramen.
Okay.
PB and J's. Yeah, it get pretty basic.
I mean, I'd say the calf is your friend. Like,
Okay.
you have to like it. Like, that's the thing. Like, I come from a very big family. I was not allowed to complain about food growing up. Like, that's kind of just what happened. So when I give a tour, that's what I tell everybody. They ask me how the food is. I say I think it's good, but also there's a very big bias there. I was
Yeah.
not allowed to complain about food growing up. So
I love it.
I eat what's in front of me. So it's one of those things where like there's always going to be something you enjoy to eat. That could
would
be
say
eating
yes.
the same sub every day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting grilled cheese. Like there's going to be something there you like. So like I always kind of, I don't want to say get discouraged when people go, our calf sucks. I'm like, well, dog, you try to get the same thing every day. When you don't have chicken fingers, you cry. Like, bro, like it's not that deep.
I hear it from not just college students here, but all over the
Everywhere,
place.
yeah.
Like, you know, they all complain about college food, and I get it. Like, eating the same thing over and over, it's kind of a drag. But
Yeah.
you know, I think you're right. Like, I've always been impressed with the food service here on campus. Like, you know, normally I've not gone in there and not been able to find something
Exactly.
that I couldn't eat.
Yeah,
I've
and like
been pretty happy
Jason
with.
has done like, if you don't know Jason Wayne, he's our head of our calf. He's legit.
He's amazing.
He is great. I remember our old one. We never saw her.
Yeah.
And if it did, she wasn't a happy camper. Now Jason's all around. He'll walk up to me like,
Oh,
man,
he's
how'd you
fantastic.
shoot?
Yeah.
How'd you shoot last week? I saw you shot 91, dude. Keep playing. Let's go play golf sometime and X, Y, and Z, like, and all this stuff. Like, he's legit and he knows what he's doing and he really cares about us,
Okay.
not just the calf, right? He's like, what do you guys want? And I'm like, oh, I didn't know we
People
had it.
kind of make that experience as much as the food. It is the
Exactly.
people.
Yeah.
All right, any food hacks for you guys?
The calf is your friend. It's like Will said, you know, like get a meal plan. I would definitely say something that's different from what you guys have said is take advantage when your parents come up, you know?
There you
Whether
go.
it's, you know, groceries or meals or whatever it might be. I know Zadria's grandma brings her cookies all the time. Shout out grandma, Zadria King.
Maybe that's the life hack to parents and loved ones out there. Send some food gift cards, maybe.
I'm
or-
begging.
Maybe
I'm
some
begging.
coffee or some cookies in the mail. would be
Yeah,
nice.
get the gift cards for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's huge too. But yeah, and I
Something
like
to change it up a little bit.
yeah, and usually I kind of feel bad, like, you know, like, Mom, like, you don't have to do this, you know, like, but it's important to remember, like, they're in a good spot. They've been in that spot before, and like one day, like, you're gonna give back to. So
Yep.
as long as that's the plan, then I don't really feel too bad about it, because I know I'm gonna give back one day. So
Nice.
yeah.
I would say for me, this is gonna be pretty goofy. But like, do the rewards apps for like the places you go out to eat.
That's
Yeah.
so goofy.
It's so goofy.
It's so clutch.
It's
though.
like free, like Chipotle. Like I go to Chipotle, like
Yeah.
probably way too much, way too
Wow.
embarrassing to admit. Like
Wow.
you know, whatever. But like you know, if you gotta scan it in, get those free meals and
Does
sides and
add up
stuff.
over
Yeah,
time, though.
McDonald's too. Like you know, gotta stay on top of it because you know you spend $10, you get a free meal. Like okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely like when families like bring food up for me, or I go home, they send me back with stuff too. Like, yeah, but
Load up when you can with the family.
oh yeah, yeah.
All right. Dee Dee, other questions you got?
Um.
We're just gonna keep firing away.
Okay. I don't know. Best college relationship advice, whether it be like friends or
Oh.
Regular relationship.
Yeah, that's a good one. I would say, like, when you first come to college, you're going to want to make friends, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to, like, let everyone in immediately. You can be kind of guarded with yourself for, like, initially. Like, you can be friends with everybody, but, like, be selective on who you want to let in because everyone's going to, like, try to be on their best behavior the first, like, week or two, and then, you'll fall into your crowds. But just don't stress about it either. Like, you'll find your group. I think that's important to always remember too. Like, you'll attract who you are.
Yeah.
Another Adam Tobin quote. But you'll attract who you are, not what you want. So, but yeah.
I mean, I had it and then I just lost it. That's good.
I got you. I'll let you find
All
it.
right.
I would say don't be afraid to try to be friends with people older than you.
Okay.
Right? That's the one thing
Yep.
you always see, especially with first year freshmen, is they will not talk to a senior on campus at all. So like when I was a first year freshman, one of my best friends was a senior. Right? He's still one of my best friends to this day. So it's one of those things where like it just happened that he was on the basketball team and he looked at me one day and he said, "Hey, let's have lunch together." And I said, "Okay, dude." And that's what it was. And that's kind of something I try to do with first year freshmen as well. Every year I've been here, first year freshman, like, "Hey man, what's up? How are things going? How is this different than your hometown? How are you fitting in?" That's kind of the thing, because you never know what that relationship with a senior can do to you. Because like me, Jake is one of my best friends. He was a senior when I was a freshman. He's in med school. I can't wait till he's my doctor. Legit, that's the thing. I'm at like 3 doctors I have to go to now. But,
You have to.
I have to go to 3 doctors.
Hopefully they all say the same thing.
I hope so.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, that's my thing. Is it's so many people are so afraid to talk to people who are older than them.
True.
Because they're like, oh, they're gonna think I'm this kid, X, Y, and Z. Like, we're all adults here, and the scary fact is, I'm closer to adult, like real life, than you are. So it's one of those things where, like, and the joke is what most old people do: tell people about advice and give them about their life. Like, talk to any grandparents. What do they do? Back in my day, this is how it was. And as you get older, I would think, dang, I always hate it. Like, oh, when I was your age, this is what I did. I kind of get that now, which is. I hate
As
it.
you're a senior, kind of looking back and like that
God,
was
I
really
hate
helpful
that.
to have a mentor, right? Somebody to kind of
Yeah.
show me the ropes a little bit.
And the cool thing is, it's more like, I don't even say they're a mentor. Like, it's more that they legitimately are your friend. Like, it's something that I don't want to say even more than that. Because when I think of mentor, I think of like my high school basketball coach was my mentor. Right? He was so much older than me. This is what he did, X, Y, and Z, stuff like that. But like for me, it's like Jake's 4 years older than me, and he's more one of my best friends more than, hey man, what do we like? Like, I'm not gonna talk to my basketball coach about certain things. That's just not what you do. But Jake, I can talk to anything about. I can be like, hey, what do you think I should do here? And this like for real like relationship stuff like that.
I think that is huge to find those people that I can just open up, I can be real with.
Yeah.
And, they can give me a little bit of guidance or
Exactly.
just be a sounding board. Nice.
Sweet.
That was those are 2 great answers. But
The best one's coming up.
I had to find another one because Adria took mine. Not really.
So
but-
you had it. So you didn't lose it.
No, I actually did have it. I'm about to say it right now.
Adam Tobin is an upperclassman to me, but I have a little quotes, like a little quote thing on my phone of like goofy things he said. But that's one thing I have in there is that you attract who you are, not what you want. And like,
Thank you, Zayd.
Yeah.
I think another one is I try and reflect on how I treat people and how people, I guess, treat me. And I choose to surround myself that, like someone might say something or someone might do something nice for me, but all those things you're going to forget at some point. But you're never going to forget how that person made you feel. You know what I mean? So like I might think of Will. I might think of Adria. It's like, man, I just love those people because they always built me up. They've always made me feel good, and it makes me reflect on how I made those people feel. And I just think like, man, I hope I encouraged them enough. I hope I gave them enough positivity in their life to where they want me around. And that's the thing too. Like, it's your choice if you want to hang out with someone, if you want to cut people off. It's your choice, how often you want to surround yourself with. So if you like do some, life reflecting and think like, man, like this person really just isn't building me up anymore or as much as they used to, then like it's up to you. You can do whatever you want with that. So, and just being mature enough to have those conversations too. So
Kind of what I hear all you guys all saying is not being afraid to put yourself out there a little
Exactly.
bit and
Yeah.
maybe develop some of those new relationships.
yeah, it's true.
All right.
You have a question?
I do, because we're kind of running short on time. We got a couple of you guys that need to get to class yet.
Yep.
So one last question, really quick hitter. If you could think back to your freshman year, what is the one piece of advice you would give freshman Will Garlock, Zadria King, Adam Tobin, and Deshaun Davis?
That's a great question.
Think of it as you're packing up that car and you're getting ready to head off one last time. What would you tell yourself?
I would say be fearless. Like, you're living for yourself. You're like, I think in high school I was really concerned about like making everyone else happy, and then sometimes like not make myself happy in like at the same time. But being fearless and living for yourself and doing what you want and what you love to do, because at the end of the day, you're your best friend. You're yourself. So you know yourself the most.
So hard for students because you're telling them be fearless and you're going on and really kind of the great unknown. Like I don't know what this college thing is
Yeah.
going to be like.
Yeah, and like be bold. You don't have to conform to society and like be like everyone else. It's okay to be who you are because everyone's beautifully unique in that aspect. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
I kind of thought I lived in St. Mary's my whole life. Go Rough Riders.
Go Riders, baby.
But I think with me, a part of me thought I didn't really know what my plan was. I didn't always know I was going to go to PT school. I didn't even know I was going to go to a 4-year college.
Yeah.
I have a lot of my scholarships signed out to the University of Findlay because I thought I was going to go there. Shout out Findlay, I guess, but go
No,
DeFi.
Negative Ghost Rider.
We love Defiance College, but that's just my story. I'm glad I made it here, but a part of me thought my life was ending after I graduated, but it was really just beginning, and I've never experienced a huge change like that. And now it's about to start PT school in less than 3 weeks. I'm going through the same exact thing again, but I have a completely different mindset on it where it's I'm excited to start this new chapter. Whereas before I was kind of scared a little bit, I guess, thinking all my life was back in St. Mary's and I'm just leaving it behind just because all my other friends are doing it. So I guess I kind of have to, So I kind of just took a gamble on Defiance, and I really love it. And I found my people, I found my passions, and who I really am. So just as well as that, just be open to everything.
Kind
So
of that sentiment a lot from students. It's that notion of I'm scared. I know that there's going to be tough times. I go off to college, but yet at the same time, the best is yet to come.
always, yep.
That's tough.
Will, any last parting words that you would have told yourself as you packed up that car?
Drum roll, please.
I would say
Actually, Dee Dee's going to be last, but
be resilient.
Oh no.
Just resiliency.
Yeah.
Because you never know what life is going to throw at you, and you never know what people are going to do to you. As kind of Adam said, people like to say the next chapter. I don't like that because that's a really insane book. If you really think about it, chapter 1 starts here, chapter 20
Long
somewhere
book.
else. This is an insane book. You lost me, so I always call them stories.
all right.
Right, a little bit of my graduation speech here, just a little bit. Finishing your story and how that is. When I finished my story in high school, it was what do I want to do, and what am I going to actually be? And then it's just I think the key word through all of it was resiliency, because as I told Shane in the article, I felt I went from undesirable to undeniable, and it was if you're not resilient, you can't get out of that depression, even though I felt like I was so undesired, right? And if that was from sitting in Zoom meetings with the goat right here to my right, right? And my whole first
remember
year
that.
here, we had a
Wow.
phenomenal time doing those, right? If it was from doing that, or hanging out with Adam and Zadria and going to Ireland with them, and
Yep.
playing basketball, golf, football, somehow getting conned into running cross country, if it's all those, just being resilient. And if I wasn't resilient, I wouldn't be
Anything
sitting.
that helped you to be resilient?
Wow, that's tough.
Because that is I hear that a lot from how do I get that resilience? How do I not give up?
I think
when it gets tough.
There's two things for me. well, technically 3, but I'll put 2 and 1 up. My faith in my family. That's kind of like the first one.
Gotcha.
Right? And I got my faith through my family. So that's from my mom, my dad. Like, my parents are the best 2 people I've ever met in my life. And they're the only 2 people who have ever been in my corner my entire life. So it's one of those things like, even like having them going, well, I wouldn't quit. I guess I'm not either. Thanks, Dad. You know, like, it's one of those things where, like, Dad's like, you've been through this before, you can do it. I think doing that, and then it's just knowing, like, following your dream, tracing your dream. Like, as Adam said, I thought my life was going to end once I walked across the stage and got that diploma at LCC. I didn't think life was going to move on.
Just beginning, man.
Right? You never realize that. I'm thinking the same thing for in like 10 days when we walk across the stage, we get our diplomas. Like, story ends.
Nope.
The hell's next? You know, the next book in the series. Let's see what it is. So it's one of those things where, like, when I was younger, I couldn't comprehend being in this position. I basically still can't comprehend being in this position. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm following my dream, chasing my dream. I want to coach basketball, however I can get there. And this is one of those things that's getting me there.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
All right. Dee, as you were packing up that car heading out from Oklahoma, what would you have told yourself?
To do more things that scare me, to like not stick to like what was safe to me,
Yep.
and just kind of put myself out there, because I was pretty reclusive and I didn't really do much other than, like, you know, what I just came to do, which was play football and go to school. I didn't really do much outside of that.
Try some new things. Get
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah, talk to people that you wouldn't normally talk to, like, you know, just do different stuff.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice, man.
Thank you all for your time this evening. We are going to
Thank you,
miss
Chris.
you, Will, and Adam. Don't be strangers. You won't be.
I won't be. I can't be.
No, I won't let you be a stranger.
My job won't let me be a stranger.
I'll come back when I can, man. I promise.
All right.
Too much love for this place.
Yeah.
So.
Again, hey, thank you, legitimately,
we-
for doing everything you've ever done for me.
Oh.
I know for Adam and for all of us as well. You have a thankless job, and I'm being sorry. I know there's a camera in front of me. I don't care. I'm being so for real right now. You don't know how
I
much you
appreciate
helped me 4 years ago. You have no
Appreciate
idea, and I really needed that in my life. So I thank you. I can't thank you enough for that.
Thank
You
you.
guys have all been a joy this year. This has been, I think it's been one of my favorite years. I really appreciate everything. You guys have all been on, I think, the podcast at least once before. I think so.
Yeah,
Once or
everybody
twice,
at least once or twice.
Yeah.
I believe so.
So we're going to try to keep this going into next year. So stay tuned for some more episodes. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to take a brief pause. We're going to start putting some new content out over the summer. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit that like so you get new episodes delivered to your inbox. But we're going to say goodbye for now, so we can get these guys to class. We got finals they got to prep for.
Oh yeah.
We'll see y'all later, everyone.
DeFi the
Thank
odds.
you.
Last class ever. Last college class
Seriously,
ever.
last class.
Last
ever?
college class ever. So it was in. I don't